According to Freud, this latter principle acts for the advancement of society by repressing instinctual needs. His concept of sublimation refers to the suppression of some aggressive need to be transformed into a civilized solution. Freud believed that the child needed to fit into society, and to do so must forego of the pleasure principle. Hence, the ego is to act as the mediator between the id and the outside world. It has the task of representing the external world to the id. The ego, by dethroning the pleasure principle, supposedly offers an individual so-called greater success and security. Subsequently, people act in one-dimensional ways according to the reality principle in the guise of what is right action. As with poisonous pedagogy, the actions of so-called authorities become exemplified in contrast to the object person's actions. Finally, it is the superego which tightens the grips on the repressed self by turning mind and body into instruments of alienated labor. Those forces of the status quo churn out the propaganda of the performance principle. Things that seem harmless, such as shopping malls, radios, and microwave ovens, when seen critically, show their repressive nature. They are all part of a system based on mass cultural depravity. Instead of fighting their subordination to the productive process, many people carry on as if their lives were actually free and enlightened. By sublimating their pleasure drive, they become geared to a rationality which is imposed on them from the outside. Yet neither the alterations of society nor their desires are their own. Society, nation, and civilization has organized them all, and this is enforced by both parents and educators. Herbert Marcuse, in Eros and Civilization, says, "In a repressive society, individual happiness and productive development are in contradiction to society. If they are defined as values to be realized within this society, they become themselves repressive." If the reality principle and poisonous pedagogy continue to guide Western civilization, then interests of domination will prevail over the struggle for existence, and repression will continue. However, if people could overcome their subordination to the productive process, then liberated instincts could finally reign over the aggressive ones. Repression and mutilated longings would die away, as natural eros would guide our actions. Instead, eros is weakened as the growth of aggression lies inherent in the oppressive organization of society. It is precisely the frustration of that life instinct which results in the need to destroy. Irrationality becomes institutionalized, resulting in alienated people working against one another. Labor no longer acts as a mean to self-realization, but limits the worker's pleasure time to 4 hours. Yet, in the end, the repressed natural longings, which no politician could cure and which have no limit as to time, shock the ego into rebellion. Without proper attention by good teachers or friends, such people tend to become increasingly paranoid and detached.